Good evening everybody and welcome back to episode 79 of Open Crypto, where twice every day we keep you informed on all things crypto. If that sounds something you'd be interested in and you want to keep fully up to date, then subscribe to the channel. We put out a new video every 12 hours. So today we're going to be talking about Robert Kiyosaki, the author, very famous author, New York Times bestseller, and he's a massive property, property mogul or a big property developer or property tycoon, as you will say, because he's a multi-millionaire, this guy. So this article's from bitcoin.com. It's written under their regulation section and it's written by Kevin Helms. So it's titled Robert Kiyosaki Buying More Bitcoin and warns that SEC regulations will crush most cryptocurrencies. So let's what he's got to say. I really like this guy. He's a very straight talker. He's an ex-military guy. I think he was a US Navy Marine in the 60s and 70s. He's been to Vietnam and everything else, so he's a straight shooter, as you would say. The famous author of the best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, has revealed why he is buying more Bitcoin. He warned that the Securities and Exchange Commission regulations will crush most other cryptocurrencies. Robert Kiyosaki buys more Bitcoin, warns about SEC regulations crushing crypto tokens. The author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, has revealed the key reason why he is investing in Bitcoin. The famous author warned that the Securities and Exchange Commission will crush most other crypto tokens with its regulations. Rich Dad Poor Dad is a 1997 book co-authored by Kiyosaki and Sharon Lechter. It has been on the New York Times bestseller list for over 6 years. It's a great book if you haven't read it. It's about his two dads. He had one rich dad and one poor dad. Read it, it's great. More than 32 million copies of the book have been sold in over 51 languages across more than 109 countries. Kiyosaki tweeted Friday that he is investing in Bitcoin. He explained that he is very excited about Bitcoin because the cryptocurrency is classified as a commodity, much like gold, silver and oil. The Rich Dad Poor Dad author added that the US SEC has classified Bitcoin as a commodity while most other crypto tokens are securities, cautioning that SEC regulations will crush most of them. He ended his tweet by stating that he is buying more Bitcoin. So he's put a tweet out, are you investing in Bitcoin? And the answer is yes, I am. I'm very excited about Bitcoin. Why? Because Bitcoin is classified as a commodity, much like gold, silver and oil. Most crypto tokens are classified as a security and SEC regulations will crush most of them. I am buying more BC, but I think he meant to put BTC. So SEC Chairman Gary Gensler has said repeatedly that Bitcoin is a commodity while most other crypto tokens are securities. The chairman of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, Rostin Benham, has also confirmed that Bitcoin is a commodity. Just to put this into perspective, there's only in all the transactions and trades, it's basically all the on-chain transactions for all the top, I think it's the top 20 cryptocurrencies, only 10% of those transactions happen in the US or from the US. So 90% of them are global. So remember that the SEC is a local, not local, but a national regulator in the US. So their reach, whatever they do, even if they banned it or they decided they were, going to go to war against this thing, it would only, it's only 10%. Now, there's another factor that obviously what the US does and what the US's SEC does can have other effects on other places, like the UK may follow suit and other OECD countries that like to follow each other and things like that. But on the whole, it really wouldn't impact it at all. Now, Bitcoin is sufficiently decentralized that it really doesn't matter what they do to it. It's just, they can't shut it down. It's come too far now. Ethereum is the same. And really the question is, I personally think that the Howey test needs updating. It's from, I think it's 1934. Is it 1934 or 1937 it was introduced? And it's just super outdated. I mean, it's outdated anyway, but to try and apply something like that to crypto is just totally ridiculous. and so it's not fit. It's just not fit for purpose. Now, if any crypto is sufficiently decentralized, it's just almost impossible to stop people creating tokens on that network or enforcing it. It's really going to be very difficult for any regulator, not just the SEC, but any government's regulator to enforce. I mean, how would you, for example, for any of my viewers that's familiar with Monero, that is completely anonymous. How you would even... I mean, you can create rules, of course, no one can stop them creating rules, but how on earth would they enforce them or police them? It's just not possible. You don't even know, with Monero, you don't even know what you are policing. You don't know who's sending what, you don't know who's sending, who's receiving, you don't know the amount, you don't know. So that is just almost, it's mathematically impossible almost. So, I mean, I'd really like to see them try and do that. So they really do have a lot to learn, do the regulators, and they're still learning, and they're still going, and that's what makes this industry so exciting now, especially for investors, is that it really is in its infancy, and whilst the regulators haven't got their hands on it, it creates massive opportunities for people like, for the average person, not just institutional investors or accredited investors. For your average man like you and me, we get to invest now in something early. In fact, we're actually ahead of all the institutions because they can't invest, because the SEC and the other regulators haven't classified what crypto is and what each token is. So if they don't classify it, or they don't tell us whether it's a security or whether it's not, or whether it's a commodity or not, and whether the CFTC are in charge of it, or whether it's going to be, and they've got to do it for every single cryptocurrency, and there's 20,000 cryptocurrencies. It's silly. They need to create new rules and new regulations if they're going to get on board with this. So the Rich Dad Poor Dad author has been recommending investors buy gold, silver and Bitcoin for quite some time. Kiyosaki previously said he is a Bitcoin investor, not a trader, so he gets excited when Bitcoin hits a new bottom. Earlier this month, he predicted that Bitcoin investors will get richer when the Federal Reserve pivots and prints trillions of fake dollars. Following the collapse of crypto exchange FTX, Kiyosaki said he is still bullish on Bitcoin, emphasizing that crypto cannot be blamed for the FTX meltdown. In September, the renowned author urged investors to get into crypto now before the biggest market crash strikes. Even though, I mean, this is important as well, even though crypto has gone down many, many more times than the S&P or the Nasdaq in this, in this terrible year of 2022, terrible financial year anyway. That there are many people that believe, like myself, and it sounds like Robert Kiyosaki is the same, in that crypto is going to be kind of a life raft. As I always say, nobody can see into the future. Nobody knows. Not me, not Robert Kiyosaki, nobody. So anything I say is purely opinion, and anything he says should be taken as purely opinion, and not because he has some special skill that he can see into the future, because it just doesn't exist. But I see crypto as a kind of life raft, and that just because crypto has been correlated in terms of the US dollar with the S&P, and it has, it'd be nice to think that it wasn't correlated, but it just has been. But one day there will be a decorrelation where Bitcoin and crypto decide to go one way, which is hopefully up, and the S&P continues to go another way, which will be down, and will no longer be following. We really will be the 12th financial, the 12th sector of the financial industry. That's what I believe. I wouldn't be making these videos if I didn't think that it was the future. So that's what I've got for you tonight, guys. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening wherever you are. Remember, everybody, to please subscribe to the channel, join our team, and we'll keep you updated on all things crypto every 12 hours. Smash the like button if you feel you got value from this video, and I'll see you all in 12 hours time.